if you look at the effort, if you turn the volume down, you can't fault the amount of physicality these two put into this. I actually do think they went hard hitting. I know I've had loads of emails saying Roman's moveset is weak, that he doesn't do enough, but that's the style he's wrestling. I mean, it's the same as Brock. He can do so much more as well, but it's the style, it's the way they book the match. But you can't take away the physicality from it. So 3 stars for me, Matt, which is shocking for a main event. It goes back to the Triple H Roman Reigns match a few years back. I think I'd give it something similar. Terrible for a main event, but I just think the fans, they weren't into it. But if I'm looking at it with the sound down, I'm giving it 3. At best, this would have got 4, but maybe a 3.5. But I can only give it 3. For you, Matt?
Yeah, it's a 3. I mean, you've got to take into account the other factors. You've got to take into the reaction of the crowd and everything, because that is part of the atmosphere of the match. So yeah, it's a 3 for me. Now, I kind of wish it was more, but Brock's not exactly an easy guy to work with. So I think Roman did a reasonable job of actually cutting that pace, and he actually took a fair amount of a beating just in order to get a little bit of extra oomph behind the match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, a night of shocks, a night of surprises, really, all round. When you look at the winners and losers, strange that both title holders retained, Matt. Strange that both the Royal Rumble winners didn't get a victory on the night as well. I don't really what that says for them, and Brock Lesnar is still the guy. So where he goes from here, who knows? People speculating Bobby Lashley's coming in to be his next opponent. I don't even hold anything out for if he wins. I mean, even if Bobby Lashley wins, like, where's that come from? I don't think that WWE are generously going to give that straight to Bobby Lashley. Do you?
No, not at all. I mean, we've seen it. Even AJ didn't get any preferential treatment coming to the company, nor did Nakamura. So I highly doubt that a guy coming straight off the heels of TNA is going to say that.
DX1 says he's got a worthy opponent for him. Mr. WrestleMania, Shane McMahon.
Oh, God, the way he goes, I wouldn't be even surprised anymore.
Could be the one. Shane O'Mac. That's the opponent. Yeah. I really don't know for that one. But be interesting. What are you expecting for tonight, Matt? I mean, big Raw as always, the one after. It's normally the reset time, but I feel now Roman's lost. We got another year of Roman. I mean, let me ask you this, Matt. Are we still to believe? Is this the end of Roman now being what they wanted, or is this just WWE doing something smart that we don't know about in the future? Like, what do you take away from this? Because I could only see it's Wrestle freaking Mania. It's the main event. That is the moment, isn't it? That you're making.
Yeah.
So
I think that is it, really. I mean, he could probably switch shows and be something on SmackDown maybe, but as far as that Universal title goes, I think that is it. He's not going to get his hands on that.
Well, fair enough. So yeah, whoever it is, at some point, whoever does beat Brock is gonna. That's a crazy amount of investment that they put on him now by beating Roman clean in that ring. Incredible, really. It's. I used to think John Cena had a really good track record of that, but this is far beyond that, and it's a guy that's not even full time. So, wow, that's all I can say. Vince McMahon obviously must trust Brock Lesnar, Matt, for this. That's for sure. God knows, either that or he knows something. He's blackmailing him somewhere. But I mean, wow, incredible stuff. As the whole show, Matt, what do we say about this WrestleMania now? I mean, it's hard to put it. I mean, there's been so many of them, 34, and I think don't want you to place it anywhere. But does this? Did you enjoy it enough? Was it better than last year on the same? I'm going to put it on a level with last year. I enjoyed it. There was enough in it early on, and I think the matches. I score higher in these matches than I did last year. Like, as an overall grade system, this one would come up a bit more. But the main events kind of were a bit stale because of the fan reaction to it, which was a shame. Compared to Roman Reigns and Undertaker even last year, which seemed like there were more people interested and like sitting and cheering and booing when they needed to, at least. What about for you, Matt? Did you enjoy this? Was this good enough for you?
Yeah, so it's one of my most enjoyed ones from recent memory, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was enough about it, enough on the paper that the matches were all good. And I don't think any of them disappointed too much. I mean, I know the ones that did, they didn't have enough time to actually do anything anyway, so that's not so much a bad thing on those matches, even though I didn't enjoy them,
Yeah, I'm with you there. So, man, just talking about this, I mean, we're at we're at 2 hours 50 minutes, Matt. I mean, just talking about it, it just goes to show how damn long this show was. I think it's far too long, and I mean, we're going next year, but I'm saying I don't, I love wrestling, believe me, but I'm very intrigued to see how my energy levels feel. Maybe it's that advert they keep putting out for that energy drink. Maybe that's what they want you to have at WrestleMania. Maybe you need it to give you the boost. But yeah, geez, I mean, I don't know what I'm going to feel like. Maybe I'll just end up like, oh, here we go again, another one. I mean, it must get like that no matter who's coming out, Matt. I'm pretty sure. Like, I know these are big superstars, but like, doesn't matter what's going on. I mean, I just think with the lights and everything can be a bit tired on your eyes. I mean, it's just, I think it's just far too long with the whole kickoff thing with it. But yeah, we will see. But obviously, Matt, I do want to say overall, what was the best match of the weekend?
Oh,
because I honestly thought the Gargano match, I actually thought that can't, like, I thought it was really good, but I said top 3, top 5. I'm actually saying that for me was the most, the way I come away from my feeling after that, and I didn't see these two guys, it was a bit like Bayley and Sasha when we saw that. There was nothing going into it where it said to you, this should be epic, this should be everything. It was just, but I thought storytelling of it, the way they got all the fans up and down and at the right time, and the performance, I think for me, I'm going to say that was my favourite match of the weekend, which was on NXT TakeOver again, which is a bit weird, but I just feel like they did it, they booked it properly, like they know how to do it a bit more. I mean, that match shocked me how good it was, but I went back and watched it, and listening to the fan reactions a little bit more to it, I mean, geez, that was such a great performance. And I didn't want it to end. It was one of those ones where even though it was going on forever, I was like, this is so good. And even the bit at the end, Matt, where he was unsure whether to hit him, even that great storytelling in the ring, it was so good. And then I was like, don't tell me they're going to do the same old baby face where he's silly and he's going to believe him, because then he literally took it to him, didn't he? Like he knew he was going to turn on him. So, that was my favourite match of the weekend. What for you, Matt? What do you think?
Oh yeah, I mean, like just before you said that, I was saying, like, I think we're going to agree, and it is that one, because no denying it, is there? I mean, it's great. I mean, it just goes to show that these two guys can have such an incredible match, and I just know next year when we're talking about them, they're going to be so misused. It's going to be an incredible shame, because looking at that, the only way should be up for them. Mm-hmm. So anything less, it's just a tragedy.
Absolutely, yeah. So. Unbelievable that the NXT table, it goes to show the power. You don't have to be a huge star to get a match over like that. And that takeover was really good, and I put it up there with the one they did in Dallas a few years ago, where Shinsuke was on it with Sammy, and we had Joe and Finn and Oscar and Bayley, and the Revival had a really good match with American Alpha. That was a great card as well. So these takeover shows, man, they give WrestleMania a problem, and and as well, I think it helps. It isn't as long, It's just the right time. 6 matches, perfect. It's just the right time, I think, for everybody to be invested in something. So great card again. Well, Matt, thank you for coming on for yet another WrestleMania review, another one done for the year. And again, like we say, next year could be all the more different. Hopefully, we'll be coming out of WrestleMania, going home straight away and doing the review off the cuff. I'm sure, which is going to be a crazy feeling seeing it on person. But still, your energy level, still the excitement there, Matt, to get there next year.
Oh yeah, definitely. I can't wait. I think this is going to be setting new records for us here, isn't it? Because this is like almost the third time now we've taken this show to the limit of what we can get.
Yeah, absolutely. That's for sure, what we can do out of it. So, yeah, we're going to outdo ourselves next year as well. So, really looking forward to that. And like I say, we're going to get loads of stuff planned before then. We know we've got a whole 12 months to plan around and see what we can get. I'm sure we're going to try and do some innovative stuff. And we're going to try and get in at some of the parties that go on down there as well. Try and get in at Wally Mania. I don't know if you've heard of that, Matt, but that's quite a place to be by all accounts, WrestleMania weekend. That party every year. So, yeah, it'll be fantastic. Matt, thank you as always then for coming on. This has been a marathon, a huge week of WrestleMania. It sort of finishes that finale up for us this week. And we're going to be back probably next week because of obviously we need to... We'll be doing one straight after seeing what happens on Raw and SmackDown, the shows after WrestleMania, which I'm sure there's going to be some big stuff coming on. Matt, any predictions for you for tonight that could be happening? A lot of people saying Brock Lesnar will drop the title tonight. I don't think Brock Lesnar will even be wrestling on Raw. He hasn't wrestled on Raw, I don't think, since he's been back. So I doubt it. But any predictions from you, Matt?
Oh, yeah, it's difficult to call. I think there will be some surprises. I think there will be some call-ups. Hopefully, some fresh faces from down on NXT. I'm always a fan of that when it happens. Who knows? I hope Joe makes his return. That will be a good face to see down there again. I think the only parting thoughts I've just had is that whole roller coaster set from last year. They should have had it this year. So many ups and downs.
Yeah, it would have made much more sense, wouldn't it? Surpriser Mania, this one, this shows our harsh fan list here, doesn't it, really? They're a horrible bunch, some of them. But DX1's emailed in again and he says, because we're on live tonight, he says, how about Nicholas versus Brock? Jesus. Yeah, see how that goes. Maybe they could do that's what they'll do. Maybe someone will beat up poor old Nicholas and that'll be part of the angle. Who knows for that. But yeah, thank you for everyone who's got involved with us doing this podcast, and all week's been very busy. Had a great turnout. Great. Be interested to see the amount of views when I get it back from the next 7 days. Can't always get the instant stuff, so it's going to be really cool to see. I think it's one of our biggest ones though. First ever as it happens as well, which was really cool. And yeah, we're going to be moving on with lots of new things because we're still doing by popular demand. No holds barred, Matt. We're going to be getting into that soon, so get ready for your Oscar-winning performance in that. I'm sure the acting skills will be coming to a head as we'll be getting straight into that. And don't forget now, we're going to have joint pay-per-views again, Matt. We're going back to WWE having both Raw and SmackDown, so it might be a little bit easier for us to start reviewing them rather than having one each every month, which I just thought was too many. So it'll be a little bit easier for us on the podcast, Matt, to start reviewing them again more properly and see what we get at Backlash. So yeah, until next time, folks, I've been John Scott. He's been Matt Essex. Thank you for being with us. We'll see you next time.